everyone. Thank you for tuning in to G's Crafty Creations YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how I make my beach themed acrylic keychain. So what you're going to need is your acrylic blank. I already have the brown paper backing removed from the front side. The back side is still on. And for this one, you can see there's a couple scratches in it because I decided to sand it down a little bit for extra support for the epoxy to stick to. I have heard of people having issues with the epoxy popping off, so this is the first time I'm going to try this out, and I've seen a lot of people sand it to give extra grip for the epoxy. So you can do that or you don't have to. You're also going to need the Illuminate white dye. You can use white acrylic paint as well. I usually use white acrylic paint to color my epoxy white, like so. But I got this just the other day to test it out, so you could do either one. And then for this technique, I'm using alcohol inks. I'm using, this one is Sailboat Blue, Mermaid, and Butterscotch. You're also going to need either a toothpick or something smaller than one of the large popsicle sticks. I can use this. It's silicone, so the epoxy won't stick to it. Or I use one of these that I stir my epoxy with. You're also going to need your epoxy along with gold glitter. This is the Recollections brand. And then I'm also using a tiny bit of white glitter. And this is I guess like a holographic glitter. I got this from Mama Boss. What is it? Glitter by Mama Boss. And it is Shifting Color Jewel. Love this white. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my entire cup of epoxy. Here I have maybe 6, almost 7 mLs of epoxy. You probably won't need that much. It depends on the size of your blank. This is a 2.5 inch circle. Let me open this up. One other tip is you're going to want to protect your work surface, so you want to either do it on parchment paper or a silicone mat. Normally I do everything on a silicone mat except for mine's was recently ruined, so I have to buy a new one. So for now I'm actually just using a piece of transfer tape to cover my work surface, because sometimes when you go to pour the epoxy, the alcohol ink, it can drip on your surface, so I want to cover that. So you only need a tiny bit. To start out with, and depending on how translucent or opaque you want your color, depends on how much you want to put in there. So this one I'm going to do more of an opaque white rather than translucent. If you want it translucent, you really only need like a little drop. Okay. So for this technique, what I did was mix the entire batch of white, and I just poured it directly onto my blank. and then I drop my alcohol inks into that. You want to make sure that you take the epoxy all the way to the edge to make sure you get all of it and it doesn't pull away from the edges. And it's starting to pull away a little from the edge, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of epoxy to this. You want to make sure you keep a little bit of the white left because you're going to add a little bit more. Okay. You'll also want like a baby wipe or something to wipe your tools off. Okay. So what I did was I took my sailboat blue and I just did 2 drops at the top. And then I'm going to mix it up. You kind of want to swirl it like waves. And you can put a little bit of the blue, you could do a lot of the blue, you could do a darker blue, whatever colors that you choose or that you think will work good for you. So I just want to mix that alcohol ink in there. You can make your waves and everything once you mix it up really good. It looks like I might need a little bit more white on here, but I'm going to add the other colors first before I add. There you go. So you see it's getting a little bit lighter because of the white. So again, it just depends on what color you want. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of make a little bit of swirls like this in it because that reminds me of waves. And then I'm going to add my mermaid. Right in the middle. And you can mix the 2 colors together because you want it to blend like the ocean. And as you play with it, it'll get lighter. So this one you want to kind of make waves, kind of bring it up into the other blue, and you can bring the other blue down. And now at this point I am going to add just a little bit more white. kind of want a little like swirling motion here. Towards the bottom, because that's where the waves are going to be crashing on the sand. So I'll wipe that off, and now I'm going to add my brown or butterscotch, and I'm only going to add, I'll add 2 still. You kind of want to work a little quickly with this one. It likes to go up into the top part. Now this one, you want to try not to get so much of the teal or mermaid color down in the sand, so if you can, just wipe off what you have. And it's okay if it went up a little further than you want it, because you're going to add more to it in a few minutes. I'm just adding a little bit more white, and I want to do a little bit more brown, because my aqua color that I had is deciding to take over a little bit. Okay. So you just keep playing around with it until you get it where you want it with the brown color. Now also, you're going to take your gold glitter, and you just want to sprinkle some on there. And it doesn't really matter where, because you're going to add more in a little while. And see, now the blue and the aqua color don't look like they're really two different colors now. It's kind of blended in. Now for this part here, I'm going to kind of blend this a little bit. And we're going to add some white to create some waves. So again, I just have a baby wipe that I keep wiping my tool off with here. swirling for a minute. And now I like to do like a little wave motion. I want a very little drop of this aqua color. I'm going to offset some of this brown because I did a little too much brown. I just want to bring that down a little bit. I'm just trying to offset some of this brown in the top here. Again, I'm going to add a little bit more white. I'll swirl it. Until you get it to where just where you want it. I'm gonna do a little bit of white down at the bottom. And it's water, so water goes all different directions, so it does not by any means have to be perfect. And I really like how this came out. And I just got some in the hole there, but that's okay because I can get that up. And then a little more glitter at the bottom. And you can put as little as you want, as much as you want. And I'm just gonna dab mine because I don't want just a solid piece of glitter there. I just want it to sparkle here and there. Yeah. Alright, to me, I like it. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm going to add just a tiny sprinkle of this color shift. Sorry, I moved the camera. Just so it gives it a little bit of shimmer in the sun. And again, when you do it this way, you're going to get the same effect on the back side, but you're not going to get the glitter on the back side. You might get some of the gold glitter on the back, but you're not going to get the white glitter because you're just sprinkling it on top. Color here. You can just, with that little hole right there, you can just lift it right up and then wipe underneath. I'm holding my camera right now, so I kind of need I need 2 hands to do that. So I will post a picture at the end of the video again to show you what the end product looks like, and a different variation you can have, because this picture I'm going to post at the end of the video is the first one I already did. So this one's going to look a little different. No 2 keychains will be the same. If you have any questions, feel free to message on the video and I will do my best to answer any questions. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.